Hi Libra souls, this is going to be a special new moon message reading for all of you. Basically, we're going to focus in the energy of the next weeks, what are the main themes and the overall energy presented and possibly experienced as well for you ahead. So as always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what feels right and what does resonate with your own life experiences at this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Libra, it does feel like this new moon in Cancer brings some focus in the energy of friendship and your friends. There's a lot of activity regarding friends. It feels that some of you Libra need your friends more than ever, so there might be something that some of you might be experiencing where you need a lot of support, or you feel just the urge to, feel relationship recharged. It's almost like some of you, particularly Libras, that have been quite distant, detached from your friends and people you care about, or Libras that have been more in this type of lone wolf energy. The time has come here for you to break the lonely trap, what we call the lonely trap that we impose on ourselves many times because we want to hide our true selves or our true emotions. We don't want people to see what's really there, and so we create this trap where we use loneliness to inflict. It's almost like to inflict pain. Some of you Libras, it's like you use this energy of loneliness to then inflict pain on yourselves, because truthfully some of you feel like there's something wrong, like there's something you should be punished. How can I explain it? It's almost like inflicting pain, and this is for many of you done obviously in an unconscious way, so you're not doing this with this in mind, but some of you feel there's something wrong with you, with the nature of you, with the nature of your life, right? So you feel you have to punish yourself in a way because of this guilt some of you feel. This guilt some of you feel, for some of you, it's an energy of regrets, things you feel you are accountable for, and it's almost like some of you Libras need to stop beating, your spirit, stop beating your soul, stop inflicting pain in your heart, because what some of you need is to regain a sense of self, a sense of purpose, and a sense of awareness of the importance you have for others and the role you're playing in this life. Now, for those of you that already are or have been in this process, That's exactly the point of the new moon in Cancer, to bring you closer to friendship, to connection, to support, to communication, honest communication, transparent communication. Some of you Libras have almost like this difficulty in trusting again your deepest feelings to others, because again you some of you feel that what you feel is so wrong, or is the judgment you fear in others is the judgment, Libra, you are giving yourself, no one else. You know what I mean? So the judgments, the harsh, really harsh judgments that some of you have towards yourself, this needs to be stopped. And I say this because if you keep doing that, the depression you feel, the darkness, the vacuum you feel is just going to get deeper. You know, it's a dark hole, so you keep falling, and it never stops. Some of you need to regain, control in your process. And it starts by admitting that you need help, or admitting that you need people, admitting that you have not been well. Some of you that feel, oh, but I don't have any friends. All right. So what can you do to attract people that are going to match your frequency and so understand you? What can you do? Oh, but I don't want to do anything. You could reply. All right. You don't want to make new friends, or you don't want to do anything, to be engaging in social relationships. But maybe you can take yourself to a therapist and speak with a therapist. Or you can blog. You're speaking to others, and perhaps you're going to attract attention because you're blogging, and it could be even in an anonymous way. Or you could join a forum, a community online, where you don't have to actively be with people, but you can receive still their subtle support. So Libras, please, for those of you that are struggling in particular, do that. Now, there's others of you where, again, friends are going to be important and relevant during the next weeks. And they seem to be important for the reasons that I already mentioned, but also because I feel like there might be actually, discussions in the midst of your friends, particularly for Libras that have, groups of friends, like with people, a lot of people here. There's gatherings that can begin well and then end up in, discussions or debates or fights. So, and you might be in the middle of this or watching this, it doesn't feel like it's personally affecting you, but you could see your friends turning on each other, and this on its own hurts you because, again, they're your friends. There's also a possibility here of a little bit of power struggles here in your life. And I have to say, some of you could be having fights over you. That could also be a possibility here, meaning that, again, we go back to the guilt, the guilt energy. If you feel that, for example, two friends got into a fight because of you, you're not putting the responsibility in the correct places. You're taking a responsibility that is not yours, because those that deciding to engage in in a conflict, in a debate, and hurt each other was their choice. Just because they could have your name on their mouths doesn't make it irresponsible. You have to be it's almost like the Libras, you have to have discernment, especially during these times. In the guilt you take, the blame you take is yours, the responsibility you take is yours, that it's not most of the time. Because this is, again, a self-sabotage mechanism that we create when we're not loving ourselves. So we're going to feel guilty of everything and feel down, to repeat the cycle of pain and trauma and suffering and depression again. To keep us trapped in that lonely hole, dark hole. But as I was saying, in a lighter, let's move into a lighter message here. Another theme is that you might be very, how do you call it, harassed? No, like, I think it's harassed, the word. Like, basically, some of your Libras could be drawing attention a lot. Female Libras, male Libras as well. There's a level of desiring you that could be quite manifested during this time. So there might be situations where you feel like you don't know where to turn, because you keep bumping into people that like are trying to seduce you, tempt you. There can also be something here about temptations that are too heavy for you to deal with. Some of you don't want to fall into temptations, so there could be issues with like having a committed relationship or being married and then being tempted a lot during this time, and trying your best to not fall for that, trying your best to remain kind of loyal to who you are with. But the reality is that there's a lot of temptations here. So some of you, either being or not being in a relationship, you're going to have to use here some force, some strength of direction. Because the strength of direction is what it is at the end of the day that you have as a priority. And deciding from there, not from a blind, not from a blind perspective of, I'm doing this and I don't even know why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's like in a moment where you feel tempted, just ask yourself why you feel tempted. Is it really because someone is looking hot and seducing you? Is it because someone has something, materially interesting to offer you? Is it because there's a feeling here, some of you, like these temptations are tests of integrity and of the purity of the feeling you have for someone else. So it's almost like at the end of this new moon energy, you can really, especially Libras that don't know how you feel deeply, particularly towards someone, at the end of this, if you pass the tests of temptation, you're going to know who it is that you truly love. Or you're going to know truly if you love someone, truly if you want someone. But it's after the tests. So the tests and the temptations have this function to help you sort out something you have not been sorting out at all. So again, we go back to the energy of needing to take control of your life, Libra. Take control of your life, your choices, your decisions. So I hope this message was helpful. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with other Libra souls. And yeah, happy new moon.